A massive winter storm stretching over several days has unleashed an extraordinary wave of snow and wind across much of Ontario, breaking long-standing snowfall records and forcing several towns to declare states of emergency. This powerful system, fueled by relentless lake-effect snow bands and wind gusts reaching 80 kilometers per hour, has turned major routes into treacherous corridors, stranded hundreds of drivers, and plunged thousands of households into darkness. The most severe conditions have battered Ontario's well-known snowbelt zones, especially the regions downwind of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. According to Environment Canada, the snow totals being reported are far beyond what is normally expected for late November. Gravenhast, located in the Muskoka region, suffered one of the heaviest onslaughts with an astonishing 140 centimeters, about 4.6 feet, of snow in just 48 hours. Mayor Heidi Loren described the situation as unlike anything the community has seen in nearly 3 decades, prompting an early morning state of emergency to coordinate operations. Other towns face similarly extreme numbers. Echo Bay accumulated 136 centimeters, Bracebridge reached 125 centimeters, and Sault Ste. Marie recorded 105 centimeters. Midwestern Ontario communities, such as Owen Sound and Kincardine, were under blizzard alerts, with forecasts hinting that stationary squalls could push totals beyond 80 centimeters by Saturday morning. Road networks across the province descended into chaos as visibility plunged near zero due to swirling winds and intense bursts of snow. Authorities urged residents to stay home unless absolutely necessary. In the Greater Toronto Area alone, Ontario Provincial Police responded to more than 200 collisions as sudden whiteouts caught drivers off guard. One of the most disruptive impacts was a shutdown of nearly 100 km of Highway 11 between Orillia and Highway 60 in Huntsville. The route became impassable due to abandoned vehicles and towering snow drifts, requiring an extensive joint cleanup operation between OPP and the Ministry of Transportation. The frustration is understandable, said OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt, urging drivers to remain patient given the severity of the storm. Hydro One reported significant power interruptions as heavy, wet snow and fierce gusts snapped branches and pulled down lines. Utility teams worked overnight, though some rural residents may face outages lasting into weekend. Emergency plans were activated across multiple municipalities. Toronto deployed salt trucks and brine on major arteries, but the snowfall rate, sometimes 5 to 10 centimeters per hour, made it nearly impossible for crews to keep roads clear. Several school boards canceled classes and bus routes, advising parents to monitor local alerts. Meteorologists explained that the storm scale was amplified by powerful lake-effect snow bands formed as frigid Arctic air swept across the relatively warm Great Lakes, creating narrow but intense corridors of snowfall. This is extremely unusual for the Toronto area at this point in the season, noted meteorologist Jeff Carlson, adding that the system delivered far more snow than earlier forecasts anticipated. Experts like Anthony Farnell called the short-duration totals remarkable. Canada's Federal Weather Agency deployed its updated color-coded alert system, pushing many regions into the orange tier, signaling potentially life-threatening travel conditions, high wind damage risks, and likely power outages. Though the most intense snow bands are expected to weaken heading into Saturday, Environment Canada maintained warnings for several regions where an additional 5 to 10 centimeters of snow could fall near Georgian Bay. Officials continue to urge residents to monitor updates through the Government of Canada's Weather Information Service and consult Ontario 511 before traveling. Authorities also reminded residents to avoid overexertion while shoveling and to watch for frostbite as temperatures remain well below seasonal norms. Ontario now prepares for a long weekend of recovery and snow removal after this record-shattering winter event. Second incident, original rewrite. Witnesses say the weather shifted dramatically in minutes. Just before 5 p.m., a fast-moving thunderstorm cell blasted across the region. Although alerts were in effect, the rapid accumulation of hail on the roadway stunned motorists. It looked like someone dumped truckloads of marbles across the highway, recalled Michael Thompson, who managed to pull over just before the main collision. One moment it was heavy rain. The next, the whole road was coated in white hail. Cars instantly lost control. The major crash unfolded on the southbound section of Highway 11, near the Allensville Road exit. Investigators with the OPP's traffic incident team believe the sudden layer of hail, comparable in size to marbles, caused vehicles to lose traction, triggering a chain collision involving 8 vehicles, including 2 transport trucks. The impact created a massive pileup, trapping several passengers. Firefighters from the Huntsville/Lake of Bays Department used specialized equipment to reach those stuck inside. First responders described the scene as chaotic. Debris scattered across both lanes, multiple vehicles heavily damaged, and conditions deteriorating rapidly. Muskoka paramedics deployed 4 ambulances, and 2 orange helicopters airlifted critically injured individuals to a trauma center in the Toronto area. 1 person was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 others suffered life-altering or critical injuries, while several passengers sustained minor wounds treated at Huntsville District Memorial Hospital. Identities have not yet been released pending family notifications. Sergeant Dave Woodford underlined how dangerous hail accumulation can be. People underestimate it, he said. Hail gives you absolutely no traction. It's like an instant layer of ball bearings on the highway. Drivers had no time to adjust. The OPP again urged citizens to monitor Ontario 511 and Government of Canada alerts, emphasizing how rapidly conditions can change. Environment Canada confirmed that the storm cell over the Kearney area produced an unusually concentrated burst of hail. While hail in summer storms is common, accumulation at this level, enough to create a flash-freeze surface, is extremely hazardous, said meteorologist Jeff Carlson. Local residents reported videos earlier today showing Highway 11 coated in hail and some fresh snow, just hours before the crash occurred.